in order to be successful in college, you need not only to be close to your families, but you need to be close to whatever religious underpinning brought you to the college. Whether you're a Hindu, a Jewish, or Christian, or Muslim, you need to retain and strengthen that faith, which I think can undergird you through some very difficult times. And as you well know, college is a difficult time.
Right, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, have you sort of looked in terms of things that you would like to do first? You know, I mean, generally, I know you have your aims, objectives, and your goals, but what are some of the things that you want to, like, set out and do sort of right away?
Well, the one thing that I wanted to do right away was to create a greater sense of camaraderie with the staff. And I think we've begun to do that by expanding my cabinet. I think we have a great deal more transparency with the way we relate to one another. I have also said that the first thing I want to do is create for them my vision for Medgar Evers College, and that vision is one of being a more student-centered culture. And in fact, I've said that my vision for Medgar is that we become the leading student-centered college in CUNY and beyond. We want students to know that what's very unique at this point, in addition to the quality education, is that we care about students. We care about what happens when they come there. So what I'm doing now, first and foremost, is trying to create a climate to enable that to happen. Two things that we've done there. One, I have said to students, on Friday afternoons between 1 and 4, drop in and see me. No appointments required. I've said to students, in the evening on Tuesday, and I think the time on Tuesday is 5 to 8, drop in, come and see me, let's talk. And I've also said the same thing to faculty. Let's talk. Just drop in. If I don't have anything on the calendar, come in and see me. I think by modeling this kind of relationship, we can begin to create the kind of culture that will make a difference in the lives of the young people that we're trying to work with.
I think that's a great approach, and because, you know, when you follow a person that's been there for like 20-some years and has done a great job,
right,
you know, you're always going to get people saying, well, and rightfully so, but that Dr. Jackson, he did not do it this way. Now, I'm certain that, you know, it's going to be a problem, an issue that you have to deal with. And let's face it, Dr. Jackson is Dr. Jackson, and Dr. Pollard is Dr. Pollard. You know, so how do you deal with situations like that? Because I think having that open door policy is going to help you along the way.
I think that's going to help, but I think you and I have a responsibility to remind the constituency that, yes, Dr. Jackson and I are two different people, but Dr. Jackson spent 20 years at Medgar Evers College when Medgar Evers College went through some very, very difficult times. I have the opportunity to build on what he has established there. So what we want to be able to do is to say that he has made a significant contribution. My responsibility now is to take what he has given us, a college that is now funded as a senior college, a college that now has a new science and technology building, and a college that now, with continual support from you, as we got with that $300,000 grant this summer from the National Science Foundation, we're going to be able to engage our students in activities that's going to further their education, further the horizons of those students and those who now look at Medgar Evers College.
Right. Have you been in touch with Dr. Jackson since you've been appointed president?
Actually, I have. I have not been in touch with him since he's physically left the city, but my wife and I had the opportunity to see Dr. Jackson. In fact, the Monday before he left town, we went out to dinner, and it was a very pleasurable experience for us all. And I look forward to keeping in touch with him.
He relocated?
He relocated. He's moving back to Virginia, his home base.
Right.
And I'm hopeful that when we cut the ribbons opening that new science building next fall, that he will be there to join us for that occasion.
Well, wow, I didn't realize he had relocated. I thought he was still.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, you know. And I was thinking that you'd be able to just draw from his knowledge, you know, while he was, you know, walking the streets around there.
I can pick up the cell phone now and call Edison Jackson.
Right. Let me ask you. You know, I know you have the science building, and of course, are you looking to do other buildings?
Well, you know, building is a great need, and yes, we are. You know, I referred to earlier that we need to do some additional building. There are two buildings that we have to have. One, we need a business school. We've got more than 2,000 students in our business program. The faculty reside in offices that don't afford the kind of privacy that faculty ought to have if they're advising and counseling students. We don't have the facilities that faculty ought to have in the business school, smart classroom, the classrooms that would enable them to engage students as we think they ought. We don't have lounge space for the students. We don't have adequate gymnasium facilities. And as you know, our students are challenged. The black community is challenged in a variety of ways. We don't have the facilities that allow us to get our students on a program of wellness, of fitness. So we need to expand our offerings in that area in particular. I'd like to see within the next 3 to 5 years a student center that is state-of-the-art, where our students can go in and recreate, they can run, they can jog, they can engage in leisure activities. And you know, Mega as a Division III college doesn't offer scholarships, so we need to give our students more by way of recreational sport and basketball and in soccer and those kinds of things. We don't have the facilities to do it. We have the land to do it. It's in the master plan to do it, and we want to try to make sure that happens soon.
Right. So you were actually in the conference with the with City University, and that you're in that same league.
Right.
Right. And you just play teams that are within
Right.
New York.
And don't ask me to give you any great detail, because I haven't had a chance to look at that athletic program, except to know that we've got eight or nine sports: soccer and basketball, I think tennis.
Well, I'm impressed with the fact that you're focusing on academic and not the athletics. And being a former basketball player myself, even with that, I mean, I think that it's so important today that you really focus on that.
When you meet our students, you cannot help but focus on the academics. If you were to walk our campus in the evenings and see the hundreds of students who walk through our halls, and I'm talking about students who range in ages from 17, 18 up and up. And I see young women who come to classes with their children. We have to be focused on academics because that's what the students want. And as I walk the halls, I have yet to see a classroom that was out of kilter. The students are attentive, the faculty are in place, and so I have to be as focused on academics as they are.
Right. Let me say, just a few years ago, I did a commencement at Mega. And the thing that struck me most that was basically the number of females graduates. And of course, I'm sitting there on the platform with the president, of course, and the deans and all that. And I started looking, and I was counting when it's, and I saw like 7 females. I'd say to every male. What are you going to do to try to get males, into the school? Because you have the females.
We do have the females, and that's a terrific challenge, and it's a challenge that not only Mega faces, all of our schools face, all of CUNY face those challenges, and throughout the country. What I hope to do is continue something that President Jackson established, and that was his Male Initiative program. What we hope to do is to strengthen it. What we hope to do is to recruit more men into that program, and really I think the other thing we've got to do is try to figure out a way we can reach out to the broader community to get them to help us through the churches, through the organizations in the community, to find ways to encourage young men to come to college and support them when they come.
Right. Let me ask, that I guess probably a lot of schools are having that problem with getting male students in and staying. But I think that the fact that you have a program shows that you're very sensitive to it and you're going to work to make it happen.
Right.
But let me sort of move to another subject. Now you are talking about emphasizing some programs because you're getting a science building.
Right.
Now, will you begin to emphasize science more once you get that science building?
I think we will begin to emphasize science.